I have never listened to any Chance the Rapper's music or albums from memory serves. So I'm really excited to talk about his latest album that he dropped called Starlines. But I feel like to get a fair understanding of who he is and where he's been, because he's had a very up and down career, I feel like I have to listen to some other stuff before I can get to that newest album and see if I can give a true, honest, and decent opinion or critique review of his music. So yeah, what's up everyone? Matt from Diazable here, doing some more music reviews. Thank you for coming on by. If you just discovered me, I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, like always, all the YouTubers, like, subscribe, comment. It's cool if you don't. If you do, that's awesome. But yeah, today I am checking out one of the biggest, I guess you could say, hits from this guy's catalog, and that is Chance the Rapper with his mixtape from back in 2013 called Acid Rap. I feel like Chance the Rapper doesn't really need an intro, but just in case if you don't know who he is an American-based rapper based out of Chicago, if I'm correct. And yeah, he's been known for being a very independent artist when it comes to making his music. His very trippy blending of hip-hop, gospel, and soul influences with his music, and his very, like I said before, up and down career in terms of, like, people talked a lot about this album. Then he had the next big album. He had his major debut release, The Big Day, which wasn't well received. And now he's got this new album that's come out called like Starlines, and it's probably his second actual big major label debut. And so I felt like, yeah, I need to listen to all his major moments in his career, at least the big ones that people talk about, to see if I can fully understand what people like about him and why he was panned and what's going on with his new stuff. So yeah, that's Chance the Rapper. And from what I can tell, Chance the Rapper's mixtape Acid Rap, it feels like one of those things that are like larger than life. Not because of, like the sprawling length of the mixtape or the bold sonic palette he's bringing here, but I would say overall it's because of the energy Chance is bringing with this, or that he pours into it. And from the opening moments of the gospel swelling intro, good ass intro, it's clear that the project is meant to be quite joyous while also chaotic, and possibly all at the same time, blending these two styles of joy and pain all at once. There's a, like you could say, celebratory vibe just baked into the DNA of this song, with bright horn sections, very rich layered synths, and bass line that is very lively, that just helps shape this project's identity. And the most striking thing I noticed about this mixtape Acid Rap is the production. Every beat feels alive, dripping with texture and color, and just it feels so lively. Synths are simmering, the pianos are full with soul, and the bass is knocking harder than anything you would think from such a very warm and playful project. I was very impressed with the bass playing on this EP, on this record or mixtape. Even when Chance's delivery kind of veers toward the more nasally and kind of overly quirky side, the instrumentals really hold everything together nicely. It's no exaggerating saying that, the beats of this mixtape are just as memorable as Chance himself. Lyrically, Chance is a little bit uneven, but quite fascinating to listen to. At his best, he's sharp, funny, and full of charisma, sometimes even channeling like intimacy of like Frank Ocean and the sharpness of a young Eminem. Tracks like Paranoia and Acid Raid really showcase him at his most compelling. With darker beats and a more focused delivery on these tracks, he's really cutting through the whole psychedelic thing that he's creating here and sounding quite genuinely profound. But at his worst, Chance kind of leans too heavily into these weird gimmicks he has. Whether it's his like nasally sing-song flow, his corny punchlines, or even worse, these random scream ad-libs that he does throughout this whole record. These screams, I think, are meant to like highlight the trippy atmosphere and like give the album a little bit more context and a little bit like fill out the whole concept of like acid and everything, but it feels more distracting more than enhancing the overall listening experience, kind of pulling your attention away from other really good moments on this album, on this mixtape. The features across this mixtape range from being very solid to just like they steal the show from Chance himself and just elevate the songs to a whole nother level. Like Childish Gambino sounding very just perfectly at home over the very dreamy, textured guitar playing on the song Favorite Song, which possibly is the best song on the album. Vic Mensa bringing a nice sharpness to the song Cocoa Butter Kisses, which is another great track. And you have Twista's very older and more refined, rapid delivery here that just fits really nicely in the relentless energy you're getting on this record. So at times, it feels like Chance is probably the weakest link on his own songs. The guest features actually kind of ground the music while Chance is kind of off chasing really weird quirks. But that tension is what really makes, you know, acid rap quite like unpredictable, messy, joyous, and I feel like you can actually see all the hallucinations through the music. It is really living up to the name of this album. It really feels like if you were on some kind of trip. It's very euphoric at times. It's sometimes disorienting and always vibrant. Even when Chance kind of stumbles vocally or leans a little bit too hard into his eccentricness, there's still this undeniable charm that just brings everything together very nicely. The gospel moments flourish, the soulful piano moments are very nicely done, the heavy bass is very thick, and the constant layering of vocals, it's cluttered for sure, but it feels very intentional, like the chaos itself is the point of the record. You're on an acid trip. It's beauty and chaos all at the same time. And so by the time the warm pianos and the female harmonies of the closing song, everything's good, acid rap kind of circles back to the beginning, leaving you with a sense of that you've like experienced something very deeply personal, but also like universally, like it celebrates a lot of things. Is it a flawed mixtape? Yeah, at times. Is it sometimes really frustrating? Oh, don't get me started. But at the end of the day, it's bursting with so much life, ambition, and originality. And so I can see why it remains one of Chance the Rapper's most defining work and why so many people back then, probably now, I didn't listen to it when it dropped in 2013 when all my friends were listening to it, but I can see like all the friends who are listening to it, I can see like, oh, this friend likes this point. Oh, this friend would like this song. It all makes sense now that I'm listening to it almost 10 plus years later. To put it simply, it's a messy and joyous mixtape that catches the best and the worst moments of Chance's style, but still like manages to be something very unusual and nothing you would really hear in hip hop then or now, I would say. So I kind of understand, not kind of, but I fully understand why this mixtape, why Chance really blew up. It's a very, very unique record. But some of the flaws about it do hold some things back about it, mainly those screams throughout the whole record and some songs just not hitting as hard as they could. But overall, I would give it a good and decent 7 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this album from Chance. Is it his best? Is it his worst? And keep your eyes open or stay tuned because I should be dropping the next video, and that is going to be me reviewing his big flop, The Big Day. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, see you in the pit. Good things about you.